Welcome to the Back 9 Six-Pack with Mitch and Justin. Let's roll.
Hello and welcome to episode 94 of the Back 9 Six-Pack. My name is Mitch, joined as always by my esteemed colleague Justin. Have you had your welcome to 35 moment yet?
Yeah, we talked about it on Saturday. I went for minus calories in the morning so I could just indulge myself in the... But Saturday I woke up and my neck was sore. Like my shoulder was popping. It was not good. It was not a good wake up on Saturday morning. So maybe that was like the initial wake up. So
on your actual birthday, it just hits you like immediately.
It was rough. I mean, I usually warm up for about 4 or 5 minutes at the gym. I warmed up for like 10 or 15, like stretching because I was just in bad shape. Yeah, I'm going to pop this real quick.
Go for it. Yeah, I don't know that this is necessarily age related, but if you want to count the appendicitis, I think that probably was mine.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. So at least you made it a little bit into your 35. Yeah. You're 35 before.
That's what I'm saying. It took about 3 months. So I'll say watch out for June for you.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. Hey, look, if I get injured, as long as it's after my Scotland trip, I could care less. Like that, frankly, that's where we're trying to make it to. Anything after that's like whipped cream on the top there. So
yeah, is you or Timmy packing the Theragun? You know?
Oh yeah, I'm bringing mine. Hell, I'm bringing mine this week to Mexico. I'm like, I didn't bring it last year, and I had some back problems the day before we golfed. I'm not doing that again. We're bringing the Theragun. It's gonna make the trip. So.
Yeah, we can't have you waking up on the cold St. Andrews mornings. You know?
God, yeah. No, we're gonna have to Theragun the legs for sure because we've got our caddies lined up, so it's definitely coming.
Yeah. Well, happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
Welcome to 35. Please, anybody out there listening, watching, smash the like button, subscribe, rate, and review the show. You can follow us on social media at Back9Sixpack, and we'll get to some fan mail later. That link is always down in the show description. Just click that and shoot us a message. One thing of note here, we wanted to make, I guess, sort of like a official announcement. I think we talked about doing this a few episodes ago. You had asked the question, who are the best fictional sports figures, right? So TV shows or movies, not real life people, but
yes,
in a fictional sports movie or show. We are pretty deep in the seeding process now for an official bracket. This will be our first year doing a bracket. I know it's a big thing in the sports industry, the sports media industry. A lot of people having brackets, so we're going to do ours, and that's what we're going to do it on.
And I cannot wait. Just one snippet. I cannot wait to bury Rudy Rudiger. That's really all I'm looking forward to. And people may be saying, like, that's it. You said this. You were like, that's not a fictional character. I said, no, but he's in there because the story's fictional. And that's why he's going in. Also, so I can bury him. So, publicly bury him. So
taking shots at Mr. Rudiger, a noted public speaker, motivational speaker.
I can't wait till I get a cease and desist letter in the mail after this goes in.
I guess one other note we can talk about, because we were just talking about this before. You had done the initial like tiers list. We're going to do some composite seating with a couple special guests we'll have on that program. But I had gone through it and I was like, man, Justin just has like a coach's bias. Like there's not enough players on here. You're just like all about the coaches. And then I realized, I think, maybe it's just Hollywood has a coach.
It's a Hollywood thing. Yeah, it's 100% a Hollywood bias. You'd be surprised at the amount of coaches that, even if they're like not the main character, end up being like kind of the main character in the whole thing. So, a couple come to my mind, not to ruin anything, but like it's kind of crazy how that works. But I will say I'm going to fight hard for some coaches because I am a coach guy, but yeah, I think it's a deeper rooted bias than my bias.
Yeah, I'm curious to explore that a little bit more. We can talk about this on that podcast too, but one other thing, just kind of noticed going through this, most of these movies are like from the 90s, maybe sneak in early 2000s, late 80s.
Yeah, yep.
But just like some of the actors that pop back up over and over, some of the stories that continue to pop up, it's honestly like we don't make movies like this anymore, it doesn't seem.
No, I'll tell you, the 90s was it was a great time to make a sports movie. There's so many good ones from the 90s. obviously there are like some older ones too that are really good, but like the bulk of them are they're like late 80s to to through the 90s pretty much are the ones that like, oh, that's a really good character. Now there's some like 2000 ones that I think people are going to find that are popular, but yeah, there wasn't a whole lot made recently that are like, oh, that's really good. So
yeah, it seems like anything sports related has kind of gone down the like reality angle.
Yeah,
kind of,
it's not fictional anymore. Yeah, it's more actually telling real stories, which I don't hate either. But the fictional ones are good because it's just, frankly, I think the best thing ever made is probably Ted Lasso since like in a fictional route, probably since the early 2000s. So
yeah, I mean, just thinking through the list in my head, I think that's probably pretty close to correct. But yeah, everything Hollywood now is like these big, it's like a superhero movie or something that's made to win an Oscar. And that's pretty much what you're getting these days. We're
it's so expensive to make a movie nowadays that I don't blame them. It's the pet projects that people used to do, like, some of these movies. I don't think that's really possible anymore, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I just don't think you have like, this could just be us getting older too and different generations of actors or whatever, but it felt like so many of those actors going through the list today was like, these are like, they were like stars, right? They were like, real, I don't know, like A-list people. Nowadays, it seems like there's just so, like, actors are coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, and that brings up a good point. Rest in peace to Gene Hackman, who passed away this week. Notable Hoosiers, right? That was his big sports movie that he did. He was the coach in that. But like you said, it's kind of crazy now. And then especially they come out with these real life stories and like that like pushes someone in their career to like new heights, right? Mm-hmm. You see it with like the music, the remake of the music, like telling the story of like musicians and stuff. Some of those like took those guys and girls to just crazy heights after those movies.
Yeah, I mean, tons of them that, I'm terrible with movies and actors and stuff, but you had the Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, that biopic guy, and he's been in everything since that movie. So
yeah, Rami Malek, something like that. Austin Butler, obviously with Elvis. Now you got Timothée Chalamet with Bob Dylan. Like,
Although I will say something about Austin Butler. People say he still talks like Elvis in other movies since he's done that movie. I don't have a problem with him. I've never noticed that, but I think that's funny. Yeah. He just like permanently built in the Elvis accent.
Yeah, I did. When you got to become these people, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, you're right though. I feel like these stars kind of come out of nowhere and come from everywhere, and not sports related, but like the girl from Queen's Gambit, like she's been in everything since she made that show. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll our plan right now is to have that out next week. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to do a special episode on that one. So might get a little back 9 6-pack too for next week.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to it.
And of course I'm going to go ahead and build out a full bracket for that. So everybody can, you can follow along, fill out your own bracket. Let us know where we're wrong. Because the beauty in this is going to be, look, I bet you I've only seen like half of these movies probably. And the point of this is not to get it right. We're not trying to pick like.
No, it's about who wins the debate and then they move on. You know what I mean?
Not even that. Like, we're all going to have our own bracket. So like, I'm sure mine is going to look vastly different from yours. And, Gunth and Nick will have their takes on stuff too. But like, the point is like, it's going to be your opinion up against someone else.
The fact that we're already arguing in the text group, me and you, it just tells me how electric it's going to be. So.
It'll be fun. So everybody stay tuned for that coming your way next week before the actual NCAA tournament kicks off. And now on to golf. Best thing you saw in golf this week?
Oh my gosh, there's only one thing, and I sent it to you, and I hope you don't mind. I'm going to snag this.
Go ahead.
The New Zealand Open was this week.
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to Monday Q because he's got all the backstories to like all the small stuff that happens in golf. And he never misses with a story. So a guy by the name of Ryan Peake ended up winning the New Zealand Open, which for the record does get a spot in the Open Championship in July. Ryan Peake is a former motorcycle gang member who spent years in prison for assault. Wins the New Zealand Open. He obviously has a past criminal history. He struggled to get into the country. I guess New Zealand, their visas, they have a very tight, I guess, restrictions on past offenses and things like that. He got in late. He got in on Tuesday. He played 36 holes practice round on Wednesday because he's never played the courses and ends up winning the tournament. It's true. But shout out to Ryan. Ryan Peake. He says that he credits golf with turning around his life. That's what that's a huge reason he's a contributing member of society nowadays. Is he credits golf. So I thought that story is amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Hope to God he doesn't struggle getting a Scottish or visa to the UK. I don't think they do. Knowing the guys going on our trip, I think he should be fine. But they didn't struggle to get theirs, so I think he should be fine. But I'm very much looking forward to him playing in July.
Oh yeah, that's wild. I had barely kind of dug into that, so I'm glad you filled me in on the rest of it. Man, just all I saw really was the picture of him with the trophy, just stone faced. I was shit.
He looks like a guy that used to be in a bicycle gang. Just being honest,
yeah.
To me, I don't know, but
and he's from New Zealand or no?
No, he's not from New Zealand. Okay. He is. Let me see where he's from. I didn't even look that up. I think he's from the United States.
Okay. Yeah, I just saw that one. I think there was maybe the South African Open. Somebody won their home open. I don't remember where it was, though. But,
yeah, let's see. I mean, he makes it sound like he's from the United States. I'm kind of reading some stuff.
Sorry, I put you on the spot here.
No, it's fine. Oh, no, he's from Australia.
Okay.
But still that's still cool. I'm looking forward to seeing him play in July at the Open. I think that's going to be I think it's going to be one of the cooler stories, probably.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I'm not familiar with his game, so I have no idea how that's going to work.
Didn't know of him until this week. So
yeah, man. There's a few things I think for me, and this is kind of a good segue into the Cognizant, but Joe Highsmith winning, he's just got an awesome relationship with his mom.
Yeah.
And, he was kind of made the joke, I think, in his post-round interview of she'd booked flights home or whatever and was going to be, heading out after 9 because he wasn't really in contention. And he made the comment about well, Mom, what if I'm 5 under through 9 or something, which he turned out to be. And so she cancels her flight and sticks around and gets to see her son win. And he made the comment of the running joke in the family is that his mom was hitting golf balls on the day that he was born. That's how
awesome.
Into it she is and everything. And yeah, so they had a really good, she gave a cheers to him after the tournament. He gave one to her kind of thing. So that was, I don't know, just a touching moment. You don't get to see all those behind the scenes.
I like when guys like that. I know everybody's but a tournament like that especially the Mexican Open or the Mexico Open, when there's not a big field, it's nice to see these guys that don't get regular starts or not the big names get wins like this because it changes their lives. He's exempt for a year. He's exempt for another year. He's going to get into the Masters. It's just such a big life-changing thing. We saw it last year with Grayson winning. His whole year changed because he won the Sony Open. He got into all this stuff. So, pretty cool to watch these guys like that win these events.
Yeah. And it's crazy too. Just we'll get into the course a little bit more, but there were so many names down the stretch within a couple shots of the lead, and it's everybody just kind of melted down. And Joe Highsmith walks through the door with his bucket hat on. So, we can get right into the Cognizant there. He wins 19 under. It's a new tournament record.
Guys don't usually play this course like that. Not a lot of wind. This shit. We were talking about it with our boy Steiny. He's not a lot of wind. Might have been a little soft, but the guys don't usually play this course that well. It's tight. It's not easy.
A lot of stuff that I had heard and read is kind of the collective complaining about players not wanting to come here because it's just too difficult.
They're stupid.
They overseed it with ryegrass now, instead of letting the Bermuda kind of be dormant and whatnot. So it just makes it soft. It's just, it makes it easy for these guys. which we saw with Jake Knapp shooting 59 on Thursday. That was like the most effortless 59 of all time.
Yeah, and had a shot at 58 on the last hole too, which
he could have shot 57. I mean, he had a really aggressive lip out on one hole, and then
then he had like a 12-footer on 17 that he missed. Like he wasn't that far away on 17. I mean, it could have easily been a 57.
Yeah, and then he had that lip out, and then he had another one he left like dead in the heart, like on the lip, just short. So like that, it was crazy paying attention to that on Thursday. But yeah, so Highsmith shoots 64-64 on the weekend, low round both days to go win the tournament. Pretty
damn impressive. I mean, that even though it's playing easier, I don't care. I mean, like I've played that course. It's not that like it. I think it's a good reminder. Like I've played that course, and it's hard. It is so hard, especially the bear trap. It's not easy, and to watch guys just like make it look like a pitch and putt, it blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah, I mean, he made the cut on the number at 5 under and shot 14 under on the weekend to win.
I can tell you this, like we could go out there in a 4-man scramble and we would struggle to shoot 8-9 under. I mean, it's not easy. That's so impressive. And again, going to the Masters, I'm excited to see those floppy hats out at the Masters.
Yeah, the back-to-back weeks, first-time winner, so that's pretty neat. Some other top fives, notables here. Tied for second, Jacob Bridgman, JJ Spawn. Tied for fourth, Max McGreevy and Ben Griffin. It's crazy to me that those are the names there, just because we had like so many dudes that you do know that were chasing, and they just kind of all evaporated. So some of those notables: T6, Russell Henley, Michael Kim continues to play good golf. Jake Knapp after the 59 just like couldn't really keep it going at all. It petered out to a T6. T9 for Spieth looked very back again. Kind of made a run on Sunday, but just petered out, ran out of holes kind of thing. Our guy, Shane Lowry, T11. We were hoping for more, but we'll take it.
But that's not a bad showing.
No, especially when you get like a no-name winner that nobody picked. That's, helpful.
We're okay with that. Yep.
And then T18, Luke Clanton needed a made cut to earn his tour card through the PGA stuff, and got it done. Flying colors.
Yeah, that was going to be my, best thing I saw in golf.
Yeah.
The biker guy just overtook him, but, overshadowed him a little bit. But that was a really cool video after he came off 18 on Friday and realized he was going to make the cut, and just having that whole moment with his family. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, his sisters were super fired up. I saw them out there.
They were more fired up than him. Like, it was crazy. It was cool to watch.
Yeah, so that was one of the honorable mentions for my moment of the week too. But yeah, Clanton looks like a dog, dude. So these young guys, they just get so good so quick. By the time they get to like 21, 22, they're like a seasoned tour professional. It's crazy how much that's changed. We used to talk about 22-year-olds like, we got to give him like 3-4 years and then maybe he'll find his form. And it's like, these kids come right off of college golf courses, right into the PGA Tour, and don't miss a beat. It's truly incredible. Yeah, I don't want to get carried away or anything crazy, but this is the same way that Ludwig got out on tour.
Yep.
Through the PGA Tour U program. The guy bombs it. Like, he's off the tee game.
He's so long.
I don't know. The way the rest of the U.S. team's looking, you could maybe come fall have an argument for Clanton on the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, man, if he keeps playing really good golf, I mean, I would, like, if he maybe throws in a win this year, like, I would have zero issue with that. Like, get some fresh blood in there.
It's a bomber's track at Bethpage,
I was watching the third season of Full Swing, and it's got me fired up for Bethpage again. Watching that last episode, Keegan gives a little pump up speech, after they win the President's Cup. But look, I like, you got a kind of a kickstart, captain going in there. Like, dude, I have no problem with, like, take chances. That's kind of how. I mean, they took a chance on Ludwig. He never even played in the major, and went out and played in the Ryder Cup. So, I see no problem if he got hot putting him on there.
Same. quick note while we're here on Full Swing. I've only gotten through one episode, and since we're not going to do like probably a breakdown series like we did last year, just with the bracket thing, the fact that they hit us like right off the bat with like a Happy Gilmore 2 promo, I about turned it off. I'm not
really?
gonna lie.
I'm like, holy shit! All these guys are going to be in that movie. Like, I couldn't believe it.
It's a Netflix movie. They instantly went into promo mode right off the bat. I was like, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's the Masters.
I'll tell you what, from a story standpoint, after that, I get that. But like after that, like from a pure telling guys stories, specifically guys that most normal people probably have no idea about, they did pretty good. I would say the last 2 episodes should win awards. I mean, like the story that, they tell the story of Gary Woodland and his battle with his brain tumor. And then they, the last episode, because Camillo, he was a vice captain on the president. They tell his story about him and his daughter. And, I didn't realize how much Jack Nicklaus was involved in getting his daughter treatment. I mean, I know she ended up passing away, but, he made one call to Jack and they got her into, the children's hospital in Columbus. Like, so those stories were really, really good. Like from a story standpoint, after that beginning, they did a really, really good job. We find out more about Neil Shipley, who, played with Tiger and Sunday at the Masters, which, by the way, the guy's a character. Like, I might be a Shipley fan now. Like, I might be all in on him. The no-lid lifestyle, when he gets a coffee, takes it off. I'm like, that's wild. Like, I would never do that. But the guy's a character. I think they do a really good job. Probably the best they've ever done about telling the stories of guys that you probably, most people that don't follow golf have no idea about. So
yeah, I mean, you could tell that just from like watching the promos and trailers. Like, you could tell that this was going to be better and different than the previous 2. But just, when they did that off the bat, like, hard pivot to the match. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, I'll tell you the Gary Woodland episode, man, I lost it. I was like there's I am man enough to admit when my eyes, I told you I think I texted you guys, I'm like, my allergies are really bad right now watching this episode. It was holy crap. Like, there are some parts in there as a father, even if you're not a father, like you have a dad, like, oh my God, like it just hits you right in the feels.
Yeah. No, I'll keep you posted as I get through those. Can't watch it at your speed, but I'll get there.
Well, when you get there, we'll do maybe a shorter breakdown in one of the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, sort of mentioned this. One and done. Like I said, we had Shane Lowry, T11. Brought us home $184,986.
I hate that.
We jumped up like 500-600 spots.
All right.
Still in the 3,000. Still haven't hit $1 million, but signature event this week. Got to get this one right.
Yeah,
the next 2 weeks are massive. You got any early leans?
No, you go first. I'll let you go first. I've gone first the last couple of weeks.
I hate to do it, but I think I just want to burn Scotty, man.
I wanted you to see if you had someone else, but I'm like, I just feel like we got to use him here. Like, we need a week. We need to, and we can't miss on his win. I feel like he always plays relatively good in Florida. I mean, he's got 2 players. Like, I don't think and he's playing okay. I mean, he's playing pretty good right now. So, but he's just a guy that, like, he can roll the ball out and win any week. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just don't want to use him on a week where it's like, well, it's the U.S. Open, we use him, he doesn't win. I think majors are more crapshoots than say this. He's going up against 68 other guys or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Actually, I think these player ones, like the API, I think they're 100 players or something like that.
I don't think this one is. I think Tigers is.
Okay, so this one is not.
Jax is, but I don't think this one is.
Regardless, he's still going up against a limited field. So, I mean, I know it's all the best players, but, you get 150 guys, it's like, man, that's a crapshoot. I really like his chances going up against a limited field.
Yeah, his like you said, playing pretty well. He's, since coming back from the injury, T9, T25, T3. At Bay Hill specifically, his past 4 a win, T4, win, T15. Yeah, just him in the short field at this course. I'm willing to bet on him figuring out the little bit of left miss he's been dealing with. He's had a couple weeks off. I think it's just time. Let's just use him now. Hopefully we get the win, and then we can move on and figure out the rest from there.
Yep. Yeah, I'm good with using him. I mean, obviously he's a pretty heavy favorite, even over Rory.
Yeah. But that's the other thing too, is there's enough question marks, right? Like Xander is coming back, but who knows what kind of form he's in.
Like Colin, I don't know. Like guys that just don't hit the ball as like they just kind of tend to struggle on this course a little bit because if you're going to get in the rough, you need to at least be 340 off the tee. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like if he's not hitting it straight, he's really gonna struggle. So
this course, I saw this earlier, has one of the highest like percentages of approach shots that come from over 200 yards.
Yeah, we just got to have someone with some length, and that's why I would say like no to Colin. That just doesn't feel like a good course fit.
Yep.
And then really you go down the odds boards, you're like JT. I mean, I know he's playing better, but it's like I don't trust that. Decky's a crapshoot half the time. You know what I mean? Patrick Cantlay's not played his best golf this year. Then you just start getting into like the mid-tier guys of like, if we had a win under our belt, like maybe you take a flyer on like a Tommy Fleetwood or, something along the, or, a Russell Henley or something. But it's like, man, it's like we're not having to win. We just got to go for the surer thing.
That's where I'm at, honestly. It's like, I thought for a minute about Ludwig, but it's like, he doesn't have the history here that Scotty has.
Yeah.
He plays better, more either, northern East Coast or out west so far in his career. Like I said, question marks with Xander. We've already picked Rory. We've already picked JT. Hideki may be worth a look, but like I'm with you. It's just like I'd rather take like the supreme talent in the short field and just try to bank a $4 million paycheck.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. All right, well, easy enough. Scotty Scheffler is the official back 9 6-pack, one and done.
So you should probably take Ludwig if you're betting, because anytime we have like a second thought about somebody, it's like they're probably going to play. Like Michael Kim last week, we were like, should we take? No. And then it's like, when he ends up playing well. I mean, he only placed 4 spots ahead of where we ended up at, or 5 spots ahead of where we ended up at. So a huge difference.
Your guy, I think I saw it from Scott Fawcett. Whoever is he, Decade Golf?
Yeah, Michael Kim is a Decade Golf guy. He's a bogey avoider, is what
I saw that tweet as well, where it was like, I think he's like the last like 6 tournaments or whatever. He's been like in the top 3 in bogey avoidance. Yeah. So he's not getting it done with like a ton of birdies, but he's just not
getting shots back. Yeah. Yep.
So that's interesting. Okay. TGL. Has LA locked up the 1 seed?
You know what? I don't even know.
They beat the Bay Golf Club today.
They did
5-3. So I'd imagine.
I would guess they're probably going to lock the. It might not be official, but it's probably almost a foregone conclusion at this point.
Yeah. Do I even want to check if New York eliminated my squad?
They might. I think if they lost today, I think they were eliminated.
Oh my God.
I thought I saw.
They got their asses beat. New York beat them 10-6. Boston Common Golf 0-4-1.
Yeah, I think they're done. Yeah. Yeah.
I would like to formally denounce Boston Common Golf Club. And I'm joining the Bay. This is my official announcement.
Oh, you're already getting rid of them?
I'm done.
God, you're a bandwagon.
I'm bandwagon TGL fan.
God, if you bandwagon it and the Bay ends up winning, I'm never going to let you hear the end of this.
That's fine. This can be. Look, like I said, I filled out the form. They told me to do this. I tried to deny them, and Boston's just no juice, zero juice.
No juice at all. Gosh.
Oh my God, Atlanta has only. See, this is the Patrick Cantlay effect. Atlanta has only won 15 holes so far, but they're 3-1.
Yeah, God. Yeah, because they don't throw the hammer or anything.
Yeah, exactly. They're just playing too conservative. That's all they're doing.
They're just run the ball, play defense. That is That is exactly what they're doing. Except when they run the ball, they're running the triple option is what they're doing. Like they're running clock. It's like
they're like the Falcons from a couple of years ago. They're running the Arthur Smith offense out there. Just killing clock. Unbelievable. Yeah, it looks like LA 4-0-1.
Yeah, they're gonna. I think that probably pretty much locks up their only loss came in overtime. Yeah.
Yeah, big match tomorrow. Well, maybe not that big because New York won, but Jupiter Links and Atlanta Drive play tomorrow night. I think Atlanta could put a dagger through Tiger's heart tomorrow night.
Oh God, someone needs to put a dagger in that team. They stink too.
That'd be that's a tough scene. Tiger and Rory both missing the playoffs
of their own league.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, that'd have been like Vince Lombardi not winning the first 3 Super Bowls. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, what would it be? The Hunt Trophy? That'd be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want that.
No.
Oh man, that's bad. But yeah, Jupe in Atlanta tomorrow. Season's winding down. We're up on the playoffs, so we'll keep track of that. Best field in golf this week, the Seminole Pro-Member.
It's better than the Arnold Palmer. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Tiger's playing, and Tiger played the Seminole today. So we do have results. I did send you the results.
Yeah, I got them here. The Gross Division, Bill Davis and Billy Horschel with a 64, good shooting. Jimmy Dunn, it might be a sandbagger.
Oh, he 100% is. I think he won the net last year too. Like, total sandbagger.
They came in second in the gross. Him and Ryan Fox with a 64, but that's a net 61. Tough
yeah, dude, Jimmy Dunn plays golf every day. He is. You can't sit here with a straight face and tell me that dude's like a 4 or 5 handicap. There's no chance.
Yeah, and there was a scorecard playoff for them to win for Billy Ho and Bill Davis to win the gross division. So they almost won. Jimmy Dunn almost won both.
I'll tell you this: the surprise, Kevin Kisner coming in 3rd in the gross division. I'm going to guess whoever Pierre Peterson is carried his ass around the golf course today.
Yeah, that's a player. That or Kids just got scorching hot with the putter, maybe. But
that could happen. I mean, look, he's still an unbelievable golfer. Like, I know he's not, the Kisner from like 5 years ago or whatever, but he's still, yeah.
What's the Seminole's a Ross course, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to watch it. You got to watch out for kids on Donald Ross tracks.
Yeah, I mean, he could like. I mean, he's not a good ball striker anymore or top ball, but like the dude can putt the ball. Like, I don't care. Yeah. He can still putt. He can still putt it, and you get him on a Ross course, he's got an advantage there. That's for sure.
Net division notable. I just saw Shane Battier and Keegan Bradley.
What a twosome there that is. That's honestly kind of like. I hate Duke, but I love Shane Battier. Like, I think Shane Battier is a good guy. Where did Rob Manfred come in at? I thought he was pretty far down there.
T8 in the gross division with Eric Cole. What a deadbeat group.
That's a pretty deadbeat group, honestly.
So shots fired, but man, here's what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, and this I'm battling with this myself with Jake Knapp because I want to like Jake Knapp a lot, but I can't take the PXG people. For the most part, the PXG people, I'm out. So
no, and then like Eric Cole was like had his PGA Tour card and was like playing in Major League Golf events in the off season. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, you're legit taking like money from guys that don't have a tour card because of course he went out and won. You know what I mean? It's like. What a deadbeats. Yeah, I agree with you.
Kiz and his partner shot 65 net T8. So that's only a shot different from their gross score. So yeah, our guy Pierre Peterson is might be a player.
Yeah, who else? Let's see who else was some really good amateurs in the field. God, I saw a couple other.
Well, I just wanted to shout out, Will Gordon missed the cut on the number again. Sorry for our guy Jay. But, Will gets to go play Seminole and T5 in the net, and I think he was, T8 in the gross.
Yeah, T8
division,
in the gross, yeah.
Playing with Mark Loomis.
I'm not, Tom Brady's on here, but I don't know if it's that Tom Brady. But
I think it is. I think it is that Tom Brady.
What a weird twosome that is. Matt Cahill.
I know.
He played with Keegan last year.
But Brady also,
did.
I'll say, but also Brady's like 50 years old, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but it was him and Keegan last year. I remember that for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Seminole's got one of the best member lists probably in the country. I mean, probably outside of Pine Valley, they probably have one of the best, like, pound for pound member list out there.
Yeah. We got Rory plays with his dad every year. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, his dad's a member there.
Yeah, 68 gross. What they shoot net 66.
Yep.
Yeah, T13 gross, T16 net.
Stan Drunkenmiller's out there. He's a bum. He played with Adam Scott.
He's a bum.
I'm trying to see if there's any other big names on here. It's crazy because most of them are like CEOs and things like that. So you're not really going to like know who they are. Well, like you know who they are, but it's like, who cares?
Tiger played with Seth Waz, the former president of the PGA.
Yeah.
They didn't do shit. I think they shot
71. Yeah, they didn't play very well. But it's an incredible. I mean, Nelly Korda played in it. The pro list is elite. It really is elite.
Oh, here you go. This is what we need to see. Who's Scam Young? 75 gross.
Yeah, good. I'm glad people. Yeah, I hope his member probably doesn't invite him back next year.
Here's
more people to understand how big of a scam that guy is.
Keith Mitchell had to just be like getting hammered out here or something. They shot 76.
I saw that.
God.
Dude, I mean, Cam Young shot 75. I mean, he's a good player. It's not like he's like, dude, what is Akshay doing?
I know. I don't know what Akshay's doing there because he's been playing well this year, but that's
Nick
tough.
Dunlap was pretty far down there too. He was at 74.
Yeah,
Jessica Quarters did pretty far down there. Joel Damon 100% drank himself around the golf course. He shot 74. There's no way him and Gino took this serious at all.
No, he's coming off another good week.
Did you see his golf bag that he had today for the sick?
Yeah,
oh my gosh! And so Gino's gonna try to get it signed by a bunch of Major League Baseball players, and then he's gonna auction it off. But just for people that didn't see it, it is a baseball glove that that Sun Mountain made into a golf bag, and it's sick. It's a really cool golf bag.
Yeah, it has like the pitcher's like webbing or whatever.
Oh my god, it's so cool. Yeah. So cool.
Pretty neat.
But I think that's it. But it's a cool tournament every year. I mean, what a hell of a member guest or pro member or whatever they want to call it. It's crazy that they can get all those guys out there for one day. So
I know. That's honestly like that might be like a top 5 like I want to play this course for me.
Yeah, I've always been in the stance that like if I had the money, like if money was no object, like everybody's like, "Oh, Augusta." Well, listen, people don't just get invited out to Augusta. Seminole is way up there on my list. Pine Valley, obviously, but Seminole is like very accessible from a standpoint of like if you have the money, they'll take you, kind of thing. Like Pine Valley is not like that either. So, but like from a standpoint of like if you have the money, you can play it. You can go and be a member. Seminole's pretty far up there. So,
yeah, I'm trying to find it. Dude, what? Hold on. Yeah, so our buddy Trevor, there was a time, I forget exactly what the connection was, but he like almost got on at Seminole, but there was something happening that like they were like, oh shit, never mind, we can't get out. Cool story, I know, but I can't find it.
Well, so, and someone can fact check me on this, but from what I know, it is the only Donald Ross course that is on the coast, like built on a coast. Like it's waterfront.
Interesting.
Someone can fact check me on that, but I've been told that a couple different times from a couple different people that it's the only coastal Donald Ross design.
I mean, that sounds right. I think that.
But it's sick. I mean, they played the Walker Cup there probably like 6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. That was a pretty cool scene. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to reach out to him and figure out what that story was because I can't find it in my text right now. But yeah. All right. Well, cruising through tonight's episode. We are on to fan mail. Tom came back for more. Tommy Turn Dogs had more than one question.
He's juiced. We're getting close to golf season. He's juiced up.
Yeah. So real quick before I answered this question that he posed, I wanted to follow up on his question last week about like golf podcasts, golf content that we're into or whatever. Because I know, Tom, that you're like me. You're a bit of like a
gearhead kind of.
Yeah, a bit of a gearhead, a bit of like a golf like game
improvement.
You're just like interested in improving and stuff like that, right? That's where I'm at too. I just like the process of getting better. So I wanted to shout out No Laying Up on YouTube. If I mention their podcast all the time, but their YouTube channel is fantastic. And they've had a series up lately about a bunch of different game improvement stuff. So whether it's like going to the Titleist Performance Institute and getting like biomechanics stuff done, getting fit properly, all that, to just like course management videos that they have guys like, there's the Golfer's Blueprint guys they have on. They'll have on, I think that somebody had John Sherman. We mentioned him on this before, and his Instagram account. So like they've done a lot of videos recently where it's just like game improvement stuff. So I think you would find those interesting. And anyone else out there that's like me, I think too would get a kick out of those. It gets you like excited when I watch them every single time. You already have the itch, but it is like, it like implants it in my brain that I need to get out and practice or do a stack session or whatever. Which on that note, got full clearance today on the appendix front.
Heck
so
yeah.
Gonna take it easy, listen to my body. I don't want to burn myself out. I don't want to re-injure anything or whatever. But I'm excited to get back to stacking, which a lot of segues here. I reached out to Dr. Sasha McKenzie, the guy, co-founder of the Stack. I DM'd him on Instagram. He got back to me within like an hour.
Wow. Really?
I was like, dude, this is what happened. I had one session left. Like, if you have a minute, I'd love to know what you think. Like, should I restart? Do I just finish the session and move on, et cetera, or whatever? He was like, well, if you're feeling like you're fast, you kind of have two options. Like, you go back into the app and the app is going to prompt you to do like a couple, like, not warm-up sessions, but like kind of like get back into it sessions.
Let's see where the marker's at, kind of.
Yeah, and then from there, it will tell you, like, okay, go ahead and finish your foundation, or it'll, like, kick you into another program to start doing. So it's like, you can do that, or you can just say, forget that, and you just go ahead and do a session and, whatever, or start over. So that was awesome he answered me. I was not expecting
shout out to him. That's pretty cool that he answered. I think that's really, really cool.
So I'm excited. I don't know when this week I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get it back out and just, like, see where my body's at and see what the app tells me to do.
Yeah,
so,
let's get fast this year.
I know. I'm so in. And like the fact that we had such a tough winter has me like extra itchy.
Dude, I'm so itchy. My light is very much at the end of the tunnel, but I'm itchy.
I know. I'm going to shoot 1,000,000 the first time that I play just because I'm going to be too excited.
I'm curious to see how Friday's going to go for me. So.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Tom's question. He pointed out something to us that like we didn't even realize ourselves, I don't think. He wants to know, we thought about or talked about how to celebrate our 100th episode. We were on 94 here. And he asked if there's any chance of doing a live show on the patio at our club. Not sure about that.
It definitely could be warm enough. It definitely could be warm enough.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I did the math on this, and because we are doing, this is kind of like serendipitous, it worked out this way. Because we're doing this special edition with the bracket thing, our 100th episode will be Masters Week. Which is...
Hell yeah, how did we get that?
Which is wild. When you think about, 2 years ago of Masters Week, we had our failed attempt at a first episode. So our first episode, because of that, was the week after the Masters, of course. So yeah, a little bit of a false start has now led us to maybe our 100th will be Masters Week. And honestly, there's like two or three lost episodes at this point. We've had to dump a couple.
Yeah. So shout out to me for making that happen. Yeah. Shout out to technology for making that happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. Dude, even if we don't do a live show, maybe we just open the phone lines. Like
that's what I'm thinking.
Like it could get real wild in here, but I don't hate it. Like I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, we might have to buy like one of those like temporary like phone, inboxes or whatever, and just have people call in.
Maybe we just do a live roast, like let people come in and just roast us and then leave. Like I don't know. I need to do some more brainstorming here.
Yeah, we'll have to figure something out that's, it may not be a live show, but we can definitely get some listener involvement and
like live listener involvement. Yep.
Plus we got to preview the Masters, that's going to be that's like one of all the pro golf stuff we do, that's probably the most in-depth we go on any of the tournaments. So.
Yes. Oh, 100%. And we do have some capabilities. I mean, if we don't do something like live, like we could stream it like live. Like I don't think we've ever done that, but we can do that. We have the capabilities of doing that. So, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I didn't even start thinking about it until just now. So
yeah. Well, thank you, Tom, for pointing that out to us. Definitely got us thinking about it now. We've only got a few weeks to figure that out. So we'll get our top guys on it. How about that? All right. With that, we are on to the patio. It is Patio Beers time. I don't know who.
I'll go first. Yeah, okay. I got a really good question. And I'm sad I didn't get any feedback on this on Saturday. So Saturday I wake up. Obviously, you already know I was in pain. Like I did not sleep well Friday night. Woke up at like 4:30. Couldn't go back to sleep. I went down a serious rabbit hole of like sport chants.
Oh yeah.
Like not college, like professional sport chants. Mostly Premier League, like English soccer, but like it had me thinking, like what do you think are some like elite chants from professional sports teams? Because like every college has one. Like colleges, every college has a chant, but like there's not like there are a lot that have them, but like not all of them have chants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna hold me to professional, that makes it a little tougher. I will say I'm gonna mention a college one because I think my favorite one, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, dude. It's like so haunting.
It is, and so thinking of this question, we had talked. I think it was like the beginning of college football season last year. We had talked about some like traditions and things like that, and you actually did bring up Rock Chalk Jayhawk. So you're sticking to your guns on that one. I appreciate that. There is something about playing a home basketball game there. Obviously, they're always pretty good, and just getting rocked by that chant because it's eerie. It is kind of
like
eerie.
So, it's like a sleepy Saturday afternoon, and then you just get that Rock Chalk Jayhawk, like that slow, ominous chant. Just I don't know, something about it. Like kind of I don't know. That one gets me. I like that one a lot.
Yep.
Professionals, like it's hard for me to think past like the Braves. They do the chop.
Dude, that was one of the ones that came to my mind.
Like that's, I think about like growing up, it's, fall, you're watching the playoffs on TBS or whatever.
You got Greg Maddux just cooking guys, throwing 88 mile an hour gas.
Yeah, Tommy Glavine's out there. Smoltz is out there. Chipper Jones hitting bombs, and you got the, the chop going. That one's one of mine that sticks with me for a long time.
Well, I've got a handful of them. First off, like, I can say this because I'm not like a fully committed Bengals fan. I try to root for them and stuff like that. The Who Dey chants go pretty good. Like it's pretty good. I know you can't say it because of bias. I'll say it. It's pretty good.
Thank you.
I think their song that they sing after every touchdown is great. Like I think that's a really cool tradition for a professional sports team. I think, I thought of the Braves when you're thinking of Major League Baseball. I think that's a pretty elite one. Then English soccer, like I watch enough of it to be dangerous, but they've got some really good ones over there. Specifically, like Manchester City, Blue Moon, it's pretty elite. Like they have a song, like it's obviously a song, but it's pretty good. Man United's got their chant. That's pretty elite as well. I was trying to think. I think some lame ones. If we're gonna go there, I think some lame ones. I think New Orleans Who Dat is pretty lame. It's kind of a ripoff of Who Dey. It doesn't make any sense, right? You know what I mean? Like I guess that's maybe more it's pretty lame.
Yeah, I don't know the origins, and I don't know which one is first, so I'm just gonna agree with you here. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's pretty lame. I as much as I hate the Eagles, like the Eagles chants pretty
Yeah.
good. Like it is. And it's because their fans are so obnoxious. Like they make it good. I don't know if I'm missing any that I really like. Those are the ones that kind of came to my mind though.
Yeah, I mean, now that you bring up the Eagles, I think about the other teams that just spell their name, the Jets. They do that. Doesn't feel as good. Also, that team stinks, so you know.
Well, I'll tell you too, like I know it's not a chant and they're singing a song, but I think like, being at a Boston Red Sox game.
Sweet Caroline, yeah.
Yeah, and having Sweet Caroline come on, while it's not like super intimidating, it kind of is though, right? Like, especially you're coming down the stretch there, like they played a lot of playoff baseball there. Like that comes on, gets people juiced up. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I look, Go Pack Go's pretty elite too.
Yeah, I couldn't say it because I'm a fan. That'd be biased reporting.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's very simple, easy to do in unison.
Yeah.
It's historic.
Yeah, and like if you're watching, what I think a good chant is like if you're watching a game at home and people are so into it, you can hear it through the TV. I think that pretty much qualifies it as like, okay, this is an elite chant.
All right, look, I gotta use both sides of the coin. You'll probably disagree, but Skull is pretty sick when they do the Skull chant.
Yeah. I needed you to say it. I was not going to say it, but it is, and they do the clap, and it's good. I mean, it's up there. It really is.
Honestly, I think it's probably. Yeah, that might be number 2 for me behind the brace. Like I think Skulls.
It's intimidating. I think is maybe what it is.
Yeah,
plus they get it up there and they're banging the drum and they're doing the clap. Yeah, I get it. It is, and it's proved to be for a long time, even though they haven't been like great much. Like over a period of time, they haven't been like great a lot. It's hard to play there. They actually I don't know what their home record is, but I bet it's pretty good. They've always had a pretty good fan base.
Yeah, I mean, especially redoing the stadium, seems like they've been
like
that
you stadium's said, awesome.
They've been competitive now for pretty consistently over the last close to a decade almost.
Yeah, I'd say last 10 years they've had some more competitive teams than not competitive teams. They've had a couple rough years in there, but for the most part they've been up there.
Yeah. No, great question. I wish I knew more, like you said, like the EPL and that, because soccer's got to be like pound for pound the best.
Oh, like, it's crazy. Yeah. They're all pretty good. I mean, it's just I think Blue Moon's really good just because, like, I don't know, Man City's like the Yankees of the the English Premier League. So, and I'm probably sounding so American saying that that's the best one, but I think it is. I watched all of them on Saturday morning, and I thought that was one of the better ones. So
yeah, I need to. I don't know if I need to do it, but I kind of want to. Like, I want to have an EPL team. Just like just for those down times of the year where like there's not a lot of sports on, but it's like EPL Sunday or whatever. Like, I don't know. I do a fan too.
I want to as well, but the problem is like you almost just got to go and like find a mid-pack team so you don't look like a coat rider. Cape Town rider.
I wouldn't take Man U or Man City. Like those are auto like no for me.
You could go for like an Aston Villa right now. They've got relegated I think 2 years ago, but now they're about to get promoted this year. Might not be a bad one. I kind of like their colors. But you can't go like, oh, like Man City's my team. It's like the team that spends the most money is your favorite team. Imagine that. So
I think I could. I don't know. I have no idea who's good or not, but like, I think I'd probably be like, give me like Liverpool or like Tottenham. Like, I'm probably one of those. They feel like competitive, but not like, the blue blood. Well, maybe they are blue bloods. I don't know, but it's not. It feels like you're not rooting necessarily for the Yankees or Red Sox like you would be for picking one of the Manchester teams.
Well, just so you know, Liverpool is leading the Premier League this year.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Okay, so they're a little out there, but like Arsenal, you can't do Arsenal. Like I would consider them a blue blood. Man City's a blue blood. Chelsea's a blue blood.
I know.
But you get like a Newcastle or a Brighton or a Fulham. Like Aston Villa. Sorry, Aston Villa is in the Premier League this year. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like Crystal Palace is not like a super, they have a pretty Tottenham Hotspurs. They're like, what's the best way to explain them? Probably like they're the Chiefs. So like they like have a storied past, but then they kind of sucked for a while, but then now they're kind of back. That's kind of like the Tottenham Hotspurs, but they're not like considered like a blue blood. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I guess maybe not the Chiefs, but like, I don't know. You see what I mean? They're just like, they like have a storied past, but they're like trying to find their way back now.
Gotcha. Yeah. Crystal Palace always stands out to me because back before FC Cincinnati was an MLS team and they were like in the, whatever that was, the USL, I think.
Yeah.
They had a friendly against Crystal Palace that I went to.
Yeah, we all went to it. Yeah.
Yeah, at Nippert. So I was like, oh, I've always been kind of intrigued with Crystal
Palace. And they
Palace.
had like half of their like development guys out there.
Yeah. So I don't know. That could be one I might dig into Crystal Palace a little bit just because I have that one touch.
I might have to get with my guy Rob here. He is a much bigger soccer fan than I am.
Oh yeah.
And he could probably tell me who's acceptable and who's not acceptable to like. Just from a standpoint of like we're trying to find like a non-blue blood to like and cheer for.
Yeah, I'd like to have a team that's like they're kind of flirting with relegation, but like they've got a shot at winning some game. Like I don't think they're going to win the EPL, but like I don't want to take Liverpool just because they're front running right now. I don't want to do that.
Well,
not after I just changed my TGL allegiances. I can't do that now.
Look, I love what. Not to get too much soccer talking here, but like I love what they've done with Wrexham. Those guys buying that team and turning it around and turning the city around. I love that, but it's too popular. And they're close to getting promoted to the Champion League, which is the one below the Premier League. They're close to getting promoted to that. They're in third place. I think top two teams from League One is what they're in. Get promoted. They're in third right now, and I think they're like 2 points out of the promotion spot. So,
damn.
But it's too popular. I love the show. Don't get me wrong. I love the show they did for that and all that. But they're another one. If they could end up in the Premier League, like everybody's gonna like them. And they already kind of do, honestly. So,
yeah, I need to watch all that stuff. I've always heard good things about it and just haven't.
I watched it a lot when I had younger kids because it's like you're up at 7. Not a lot on a Saturday. You just click it on. It's like, I'll watch some footy ball.
Well, I was referring specifically to the Wrexham story, but yes.
No. Yeah. Oh, you do need to watch that show. That show is amazing. It really is good.
Okay. Well, I kind of have less of a question and more of just like, I wanted to have this conversation kind of thing. We've talked travel multiple times on this show. You're about to go on some air travel. I'm going to head out on some air travel soon. Just a sidebar to that, air travel, tough scenes lately. We need to get that figured out sooner rather than later.
So I do have a theory behind that.
Oh God, okay.
And knowing a lot of people that have worked at airports, and I've heard stories from well before now, I don't think more things are happening. I think we're just hearing about them more.
That's possible. Antennas are up. Yeah.
Maybe we're more aware of things that are happening, right? But I knew someone that worked for air traffic control for 7 years, and they're like, there's more close calls than you think there is. They've always told me that, even before all this stuff came out. So, yes, but we're more aware, but it still makes it, I think it makes it more scary for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that was a sidebar. What I want to talk about, the fact that it's 2025 and there are some issues in society that just should not be up for debate. One of them should be that I should not have to pay to have my children sit next to me on a plane. I should not have to pay for a guaranteed seat next to my child.
Yeah, that's why it's stupid.
The fact that is still a thing in this day and age is insane to me. And I obviously get it. They're trying to prey on your fears. You're going to be separated from your kid. It's a revenue thing, whatever.
And you most certainly don't want a kid sitting on your lap for 3 hours.
No, but it's just I just don't understand it. I don't know. I was chatting with.
I'm okay. It's funny. I'm even okay with like paying a little bit. Like, you want me to pay like, I don't know, like a $100, or maybe even a $75, like, hey, they're gonna sit next to you kind of thing. But like the fact that like you have to buy a full ticket to like make sure they're gonna sit next to you is kind of wild.
Oh, I don't even care. I'll pay for the ticket. Don't upcharge me to pick my seat. To guarantee that my kid
I
is
guess
next
if you,
to me.
I mean, I guess that's true. It just depends on what airline you're flying. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It shouldn't depend on what airline. You should just. I'm taking a 2-year-old with me on a flight. I paid for a ticket. You should just put me with them and not have me go through this fear of like, if you don't prepay for your seat selection, you might have a random.
Like,
it's so dumb.
So we're going through that with Scotland. Like, they're trying to charge us like $150 to pick our seats, and I'm like, as much as like I should just go ahead and pay it. Like, part of me's like, fuck them, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying that shit. Like, this is stupid. Now, if I had a kid going with me, that's one thing, but like, I don't care to sit next to a stranger. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I get what you're saying.
I get it if you have other like if you want to charge for the extra leg room or for whatever, that stuff, that's fine. I'm just like, you can put me in the last seat of the plane or row of the plane. I do not give a shit. Just make sure my 2-year-old is going to be sitting next to me without me paying whatever $25.
I have to pay $100 to make sure they're going to sit next to me.
Well, yeah, because it's like per ticket, per seat, round trip. So like
someone needs to do a social experiment of like, you don't pay it and then your kid doesn't sit next to you, and it's like you drop your kid in that seat and like, hey, this is on the airline. Like, he needs Cheerios like every 20 minutes. Like, tell the people sitting next to him. Like,
my God,
like, it's insane. Yeah, that is insane. It's pretty stupid. I mean, what airlines do that? I know American or British does it.
American. I actually saw this today because obviously I'm going through this right now and trying to figure out what I want to do. But there's like, I think so. The Department of Transportation has like a website where they list off the ones. There's like 10 major airlines listed on it. Only 5 of them guarantee it. It's like, I don't want to get this wrong because I don't want to trash, but American does do it. They automatically without cost put you next to your kid.
Oh, do they really? Okay.
Yeah. But United and Delta do not. Allegiant, who I'm flying to Florida, does not.
Yeah, I would assume them. Yeah, Delta's surprising. I'll be honest with you. I'm a big Delta guy, and that's a little surprising for me.
Surprising for me too. Frontier will do it for free. They will seat you with your kid. So
they don't do a lot for free. I think they even charge for oxygen on their planes.
Exactly. That's my point. So it's like, I don't know. It's just great. There are some things like, just if a parent's buying a ticket with their accompanying minor, just give them a free seat together no matter what.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah. I feel like that should be a widely accepted thing.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't really have a question, but if you have any travel pet peeves you want to relitigate here, let's have at it.
Well, going through, that is one. I mean, we're going through that right now, and like, we don't have kids going with us, but we'd love to sit next to each other. But you're like $150 to guarantee I'm going to sit next to my friend. I'm like, I don't know. It seems a little hefty.
That's more than a round of golf. Think of how many pints you can buy with that.
I mean, that, I'm looking at it. We're, it's like, that's at least 20 pints. You know what I mean? At a minimum.
Yeah. You're going to have so many drinks at the Done Vegan instead of having that ticket or that seat.
Yeah. At the old Tom Morrison Cafe where we're going to eat lunch one day, like the pints are $6. That buys a lot of pints in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a crazy one. My pet peeve that I always worry about when I'm flying with my clubs, which I am flying with my clubs this week, is the roughness in which they're carried and treated. Like we just bought suitcases 3 years ago. We've probably flown 10 times with those suitcases. Dude, those suitcases look like they're from like the mid 90s. I mean, they're beat to shit. And it's like, you don't know what I have in there. Like, why are you tossing that thing around? Like, that pisses me off, especially when you look out the window and you see them throwing it.
Yeah.
You're like, even if it's not my bag, I get mad. Like, I'm like, dude, that's fucking bullshit. Cause they're about to throw mine,
Ugh.
But I always worry about that when I'm flying, like right before I'm flying with my clubs. I have a hard case, so I'm not like super worried about it. But my whole thinking is like, man, if they throw it and like lands on the top and somehow one of them breaks, like, I don't know. That does piss me off.
Take a picture of your driver and your 3-wood settings and take the heads off of them. Just do it.
I mean, I do that anyway, but it's still kind of one of those things. Like, I just worry anytime I fly with my clubs that something like that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's same. And I've taken some real chances, dude. I've taken them to, like I said, I've taken them to Florida with Allegiant before. Like,
God, that is like, you might as well be flipping a coin there, whether you're going to have a broken club or not.
Yeah, I mean, you think it's a little bit, if you're doing direct or whatever, maybe you're better off, but
less changes, yeah,
just less of other people handling the clubs, but still,
I will say I do feel better when it's like I have one flight, which that this week we've got one flight, Indianapolis to Cancun, so I'm less worried. I do worry about in a foreign country. I try to limit what I keep in my golf bag when I do this for the absolute terrifying situation of my clubs getting, stolen and pawned off somewhere. So,
yeah.
But I made sure my air tags got charge in it just in case it does decide to end up in another cart and taken to somewhere to be pawned off. It's hidden deep in my golf bag. I even if they knew it was traveling along with them, I don't know if they could find it. But
yeah, smart. Yeah, that's a good tip. Another good tip is the air tag with the golf clubs. That's A+.
Yeah, Tom, our guy Tom Cerisi, we were kind of going back and forth, and he had asked me about like ship sticks or whatever. I've never used ship sticks. Everybody I've heard never had a problem with it. It's just really expensive.
Yeah.
It's definitely I'd say it's a convenience thing of like not dragging them through the airport and things like that. I've never used it. Everybody I've heard, it's like, oh, man, it cost me $390 to ship my clubs out to Arizona, or, it cost me $290 to ship my clubs to California with me or whatever. So I just heard it's always a pretty hefty markup compared to like the $50 or $75 you'll pay to take them on the airplane with you.
Yeah. I mean, you hate to roll the dice like that, but I'm with you. Like it's way more cost effective.
It's cost effective. And honestly, I'm weird that I'm like, I just want them. Like, I want to know, like, once I get there, like, I have them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I know you ship them to a golf course, things like that, or your hotel, but I just like, and frankly, I'm a drastic overpacker. I use my golf bag as a default overflow suitcase.
Oh yeah.
For things that I may not wear. I always get in the golf bag. I'm like, I brought this, and I'm not even going to wear this. Like, yeah, mostly shoes though. Like, I do pack all my shoes that I don't wear on the plane into the golf bag.
That's again another A+ trip. You're traveling with clubs.
Yeah,
I mean, you're paying to check it. You're paying for that up to 50 pounds. You may as well use it. So
yeah, and the good news is like I really pack it full for this trip. We charter a flight. They're pretty lenient on the whole weigh-in thing. So, like, I usually, last year, that thing was like 70 pounds. It was heavy. It was heavy. So, they didn't say anything. Man. So, I'm fully planning on doing it again. So, hopefully they haven't changed their rules at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, next time, I think next time I see you will be after that trip. So, you'll be fresh.
Yeah, I'll try to have a voice this year. If you remember last year, I did not have a voice coming back from this trip.
I forgot about that. That was a real struggle.
Yeah. The good news is on Sunday night, we don't have a Super Bowl to watch this year. That got me out over the skis a little bit, and I came back in rough shape. So hopefully we are golfing Sunday. So that doesn't really really give me any. I could still come back with no voice. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll check in with you Monday afternoon. Hopefully we have a show that night.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for listening. As always, please smash that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the podcast feed, rate and review the show, follow us on social media at Back9 Sixpack. and shoot us some fan mail if you'd like. And like I said, stay tuned next week. Bracket is incoming.
Yes.
We'll have it ready. We'll have that special show out for you guys as well. So appreciate if you, everybody, if you see that out there on social media, please like it, retweet it, repost it, whatever, would be awesome. So until next time, cheers.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Back 9 Six-Pack. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Back 9 Six-Pack for all your content needs. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.